Hello everybody, my name is Alexander. Welcome to another video. Today I am going to be reviewing the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Diplodocus, this figurine. This is a big one. This is a Moby Sauropod, I like to call it. This is perhaps one of the biggest things I own. Well, not perhaps, it is one of the biggest things I own. It is about 3 feet long?
Nearly 4 feet.
Round up 4 feet, nearly 4 feet if you wanted to go by inches and millimeters and centimeters.
56 inches or 442 centimeters.
Yeah, big. The posability will start off at the tail. There's a swivel point at the end of the tail for the tip that can go 360 degrees. Is same at where the spikes begin. Around here there is a segment that also turns 360 degrees. But the base of the tail is where the most posability, not on the figure is, but for the tail is. It can go up, down, side to side, swivel side to side. It can rotate 360 degrees. The legs have very little posability. I understand the reason why. For this big of a figure, you're not going to get much out of it. Because if they put a bunch of segments in it, it would just keep on falling over. It can go back and forth. Unlike the theropods in this series of toys that are this big, its beak cannot swivel, but it can walk. Which, fun fact, this is probably about as much movement as you get out of a sauropod's legs, in reality at the hips and shoulders. Can it rear up on its hind legs? Yes and no. You'd have to hold it by the tail. But it can get that posability. But I'm not going to push the tail too much because I don't know how much it can take. It feels brittle going up, it feels strong going down. I'm not going to break this thing. It costed like $130. I'm not wasting that money.
Where'd you get it from?
I got it from Toymate.
Toymate where?
Toymate, West Point, Sydney, Australia, Blacktown. I'm sure there are other stores that have this, especially around the world. I know that in some places they still have Toys R Us.
Nah, they're gone, except online.
Online, that's what I mean. In some places they do, and those places are called the interweb. I don't know if they'd sell this though. Probably not. They may.
Who cares?
I know that Mattel would. Well, people do care. That's the point of these toy reviews, is to promote these things, and you have to tell them where they are and where they could be.
Okay.
eBay, definitely. Amazon, at some point probably. This guy is a legacy figure, so he is limited edition. So they may... I don't know how long these things are going to be in circulation. All I know is that they're in circulation now. So if you want to get one, because I'm not sure how long they'll be around for, if you can afford it, get it now. Back to the posability. The neck, especially at the base, can go up, down really far, and become the Hunchback of Montreal, or Hunchback of Jurassic World. So I guess if you wanted to do like the scene from Walking with Dinosaurs, you could. Like with the Diplodocus rearing up the Allosaurus. But any Allosaurus toys that you would own would definitely be out of scale. You'd be talking about an Argentinosaurus and Allosaurus in that size. The middle of the neck has a rotating point that goes 360. I don't know why you'd pose it like this. I guess for one with a broken neck.
Or a Batasaurus.
Or a Batasaurus. Wow, that got me off. But the head has a ball joint. So it goes like side, 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 up, down. It rotates 360 degrees. The jaw has a hinge in it, which means that it can move up and down, up and down, up and down. And you know what? Accuracy wise, they put the nostrils in the right spot. Fun fact, because of soft tissue, their nostrils would not have been on the top of their head. They would have been further down on the snout, because they would have essentially been like a fleshy boss that came down with the nostril channels going through them. So the air would simultaneously cool their brain off and also go down into their lungs. Also, the Diplodocus and other sauropods may have actually had air sacs on their face, not on the neck like in Prehistoric Planet. That would have been very impractical. But that's still a great show. General bulk-wise, I'd say the neck's a bit skinny. For a Diplodocid, it should be like that. It should be just like a big meat sausage. The feet, once again, no painted nails. You'd have to do that yourself. And also, sauropods have weird feet. Their front legs, their feet are basically columns. Lumps of a claw sticking out the side. On their hind feet, it's very crocodilian or turtle-like. But I'd say for the proportional size of the legs, yeah, they got it pretty right. The hips should probably be a bit higher, but unless you consider this the hip, then yeah, it's in the perfect spot. The tail should be way longer. Yeah. But
hang on, stop. No, keep going, sorry.
Should be way longer and should be a more whip-like end, but I understand the reason why they didn't do that, because it would be so fragile. Like, also these spikes should extend down to the end of the tail and become like similar to a bearded dragon. And I have a theory, which I'm going to cover in a video soon, about the way that they whip their tail and how effective it really would have been as a weapon. Because scientists, they understand the skeletal features, but they don't actually understand how animals use their tail. Like with Stegosaurus, it's pretty obvious. Stab something through the neck with its Stegomizer. It's dead on the ground. But if this was like a spiked whip, it wouldn't need to go supersonic. It just has to be fast enough to rip through flesh. It's to cause fatal injury to a predator that's attacking it. And honestly, what?
Well, you're going to show the other ones against it?
Oh yeah. I forgot these guys were here.
Yeah.
I got my Colossal Giga and Rex out. I'd say for the Jurassic World Giga, this is pretty correct in size, because the Jurassic World Giga is enormous. Also, sauropods did not hold their neck out straight, they were upright. But yeah, I'd say they got it down pat. The T-Rex is more accurate to like the max size for a Tyrannosaurus in reality, size-wise, next to a average-sized Diplodocus. And yeah, I'd say that's really, really good. Like, they got the size right, is what I'm trying to say, and they got the paint job right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about the paint job more, because just saying, oh, the paint job's right, does not do it justice. This guy has an amazing color scheme on his face. I know it's just based off the Jurassic World Evolution 2 model, and it is a very similar color palette. But honestly, I wish they kept this dark brown going all the way, because it makes it look very realistic and not as plasticky. Like, that's what a kid wants in a toy who's over the age of 5. Because at the age of 5, it's a case of, ooh, cool dinosaur. But above that, sophistication starts coming in, like, oh, this feels weird, sort of thing. But this doesn't. Honestly, I kind of miss the Kenner Jurassic Park toys. And I'm thinking of getting one for Christmas. Maybe. That I paid for myself, though. I am. But I will say the stripes look amazing. These are really well painted on. I can't see any printed on colour. And the underbelly has some of the best paint job I've seen on any of these Mattel toys. It actually makes sense that the colour palette would cut off here. Because, let's face it, a Diplodocus is not going to be able to blend in its environment. It's going to be that big that it doesn't need to blend in. It's like a giraffe. Its legs alone, when it's walking through a forest, would camouflage it enough. And in the open plains, this coloration, I think, is actually kind of accurate to the environment, which was similar to the Serengeti. This is enough. Like and subscribe. See ya next whenever. Bye-bye.